to everyone who's watching. I'm sure you guys have realized, you guys have noticed that over this side on YouTube, there's guys like me, Decent Q, there's guys like King Sage So. And our content is usually regarded as the most controversial content because somehow we always speak from a place of honesty. We always tell the truth and nothing else but the truth. And our content is usually regarded controversial in South Africa because somehow we are not xenophobic, we are not Afrophobic, and we don't hate our African brothers and sisters. And somehow we are pan-Africanist. So our content has to be controversial. And one of the most interesting questions I always get is that why do you and King Sage So hate South Africans so much? But the answer is we don't hate South Africans. Just because we don't hate foreigners, just because we don't form part of these popular opinions of foreigners must go, abahambe, just because we don't go with that trend, it doesn't mean we hate South Africans. Just because we choose not to participate in the hatred of foreigners, and foreigners in this context being our African brothers and sisters. Just because you are not forming part of that, it doesn't mean we hate South Africa. It doesn't mean we hate South Africans. Let me tell you something maybe you have noticed. My brother King Sage So and I, we are one of the first few people who has rejected these popular notions, these popular narratives of always speaking bad things about foreigners, of always blaming everything on foreigners. We are one of the first few people who have rejected this publicly, so putting our YouTubes and our lives in danger to speak the truth. We are one of the first few people to accept that politicians are using these narratives, these popular opinions, this popularity of chasing foreigners for their own political gains, for their own gains politically, but they're not going to do anything about it. I am one of the first few people before elections who has said that watch it after elections. Mr. Gayton McKenzie will be in government, will get the support, but he won't do anything about this thing of foreigners, or he will never chase even one foreigner. Look now today, he's still complaining about the same thing, but he's in government. My brother King Sage So and I, we are one of the first few people who have advocated to decolonize the education. And speaking about decolonizing of education, we have realized decolonizing the education is a long process. So we rather decolonize it here on our YouTube channels and start to speak black consciousness on our channels, to start to speak decolonized information, decolonized ways of speaking to black people, decolonized strategies, decolonized solutions to all the problems. We are giving solutions here on our YouTube channels. We are doing things that nobody is doing. We are going with the unpopular opinions. We are going with the trends that nobody wants to follow. We are going on a road, the least traveled road. We are going on it, my brother King Sage So and I. And just because we are choosing to go this way, it doesn't mean we hate South Africa. It doesn't mean we are not patriots. We might be the most patriotic South Africans I've ever seen, because the rest are just saying they're patriots because they're shouting foreigners must go, but they're not teaching anyone anything. They're not helping anyone with anything. They're not speaking positivity to the world. They're not speaking positivity to South Africans. They're not bringing solutions to solve problems in South Africa, but somehow they are patriots. In the environment, on the ground, they're not changing people's lives. They're not helping people, but we are doing it, my brother King Sage So and I. So how is it that us who are doing all this positivity, speaking positivity to the world and not advocating for any type of negativity, how is it that we somehow hate South Africans? How is it that we somehow are the bad guys? We are the good guys. We are one of the first few good guys to come out of South Africa to speak against the system, to speak against politicians who are lying through Twitter, who are lying through speaking in public, lying to the citizens, lying to the people. We are one of the first few people to expose politicians. Somehow we hate South Africans. We are one of the first few people to do this type of content we are doing. This content we are doing is very risky. We are putting our YouTube lines here on the line. My brother King Sage So and I, last week, we were both banned. We got email from Susan Susan is the CEO of YouTube. They banned our content for 1 week. They banned us. They didn't allow us to speak. You know why? Because this information we are speaking about is very progressive. It's very progressive and it's very adaptive to these new times you are living in. So they don't want this content to go out there and somehow we are the bad guys. How is it that if we are the bad guys, we are the only YouTubers who are getting banned, who are getting emails from YouTube? How is it that all of these YouTubers who are saying foreigners must go, hey, they're xenophobic, all of those YouTubers who are xenophobic, they're loved by the system. Their content is always pushed. They get views. It's always pushed through the algorithm. But us, they shadow ban our content. They don't allow our content to go out there. Why? Why? Is it because we hate South Africa? No. Think beyond your own imagination. Think beyond your own comfort zone. There's a bigger picture we are fighting for. We are fighting for the greater scheme of black people, of African people. That's because you're in South Africa. It doesn't mean you must be excluded in South Africa and think that's it. There's a world out there willing to embrace you. So I'm doing this video to let you guys know that my brother King Sage So and I, we don't hate South Africans. We are not xenophobic, we're not Afrophobic, but we don't hate South Africa. We love South Africa, we love South Africans. We are watched by millions and millions of South Africans. If we could show you the statistics of the South African people who watch us, you'd be amazed. They support us, they comment positivity. So even to everyone who watches us from outside of South Africa, I don't want you guys to think that South African people hate us. South African people, just because a few South African people comment negativity, I don't want you guys to think that South Africans hate us. My brother King Sage So and I, we are very loved by everyone all over the world. And thank you guys for watching us. Thank you for watching my content. Thank you to everyone who keeps on donating, supporting the boy. Like you guys know, I've been demonetized. So everyone who keeps on donating, sending money to my account, e-wallet, I see the good work you're doing. Trust me, your good work, I see it. And may God bless you. May God bless you in abundance. All the money you are sending to me, may God multiply it and give it back to you times 10. Thank you very much.